Hello everyone, myself Anjali from Biotechnology Department, Chambers College, Palakollu. Today's topic is immune system of organs of immune system. Coming to here, we're having a different types of organs with the cells, and also these organs are plays a major role in immune system, that are yolk sac, fatal liver and bone marrow. These yolk sac can be moderated into fetal liver, and also these fetal liver having a bone marrow cells also. So this brief introduction is yolk sac is 3 weeks and blood island and erythromyeloid stem cells can be present in this yolk sac, and RBC are large and nucleated. So in this fetal yolk sac cells, we having a lots of red blood cells can be present that are in large nucleated cells, and also cannot form lymphoid progeny. So in this stage they cannot form a lymphoid progeny. And coming to fetal liver, after yolk sac stage, it can be transmitted or modified into fetal liver. This stage during period is 5 to 6 weeks, and this can be seeded from both outside sources, and this stage can be leads to maximum 6 months, then declines to neonatal stage. And coming to after the fetal liver, these cells or these trace can be transmitted as bone marrow. So these bone marrow, the source of all stem cells in adult. Whenever we want stem cells, we have to take stem cells from this bone marrow cells or bone marrow, and it can be in this bone marrow, the B cells can be matured and T cells to thymus. So coming to organs of immune system, these organs of immune system is the first stage is development and maturation in primary lymphoid organs. In this, the development and maturation in primary lymphoid organs are T cells and also B cells. In this, having in the second stage is distribution to secondary lymphoid organs for engagement with the antigens. So coming to development and maturation in primary lymphoid organs are stem cells to thymus and also bone marrow. So thymus is can be containing or modified as T lymphocytes, and bone marrow having having a B cells. So in this T cells are having tonsils, lymph nodes and spleen, Pierce patches and appendix. So these are all human body immune system containing organs of the immune system. So coming to next one, in birds, the bursa of fabricus is the site of B cell maturation. So in this here bursa of fabrication, the B cells can be matured. So next, outpocketing of cloaca day 4 to 5 days, and day 11 to 12 nodules form from lining, cortex and medulla. So you can clearly see this cortex and medulla, and cock having a bursa of fabricus in this place. So you have to observe this clearly. That means this structure is from bursa of fabricus, that is in a bird. So in this bursa of fabricus, the B cells can be matured. So coming to next one, in this maturation of T cells. So this T cells maturation can be done in thymus. So thymus can be matures T cells also, and also in the bone marrow the B cells can be measured. And here hematopoiesis, development of myeloid and lymphoid cells. Here development of myeloid cells and also lymphoid cells can be developed in the bone marrow, and also B cells and myeloid cells can be matured in the bone marrow cells. And coming to the thymus in the adult lies behind the sternum and above the heart. So you have to see the thymus located place in this, that means thyroid like a throat. This throat below we are having a thymus. These are the orange color site is thymus, and after that we are having a nerves, and also in the surface of the thymus having the nerves, and after that having a heart, and after this structure like diaphragm, and these total situated in the above thyroid and below above heart and below thyroid, situated in the thymus. Coming to thymus. This thymus initially epithelial cell giving rise to thymus are continuous. Next, lymphocytes arise from yolk sac and liver push the epithelial cell apart. Week 10. So these lymphocytes are coming from yolk sac and liver push the epithelial cells apart. So this liver can be push the cells this liver can be pushes the epithelial cells, and after that cells remain connected via desmosomes between their processes, forming a sponge-like meshwork of epithelial cells, reticular epithelial cells, and these are these cells can be connected with desmosomes between their process of forming a sponge-like meshwork of epithelial cells. These epithelial cells are like forming a mesh-like structure or sponge-like structure, and after that induce lymphocytes to proliferate and distribute into medulla and cortex. After that lymphocyte can be separated as medulla and cortex. So the medulla is a middle of the cortex or middle of the region for this organism, and after that blood vessels grown in week 14 to 15 weeks or 15 days. So in this the blood vessels can be grown, and after that lymphocytes differentiate into T cells. So these lymphocytes are differentiate the T's in this lymphocyte. The T cells can be differentiated and live and populate other organisms or organs. Next, thymus is the site of T cell maturation. In this T cell maturation, epithelial cells and also these epithelials forming a sponge-like meshwork of epithelial cells. So already we have discussed about this thymus, and these epithelial cells or thymus can be formed as mesh or sponge-like structure. These are epithelial cells. And coming to T cells, these T cells are also known as lymphopoiesis. These lymphopoiesis are proliferate and matured. These these T cells can be matured in lymphopoiesis, and also mature T lymphocytes leaves via venulation into the medulla and travel through the blood to populate peripheral organisms. So whenever the blood can be traveled into and matured this, after that these peripheral organs can be observed that T lymphocytes, and that after that T cells maturation, these are entered into organs. If the thymus fails to form, the T cells do not develop. Whenever the thymus can be fails to form the lymphocytes, the T cells do not develop in our body. Next, here we can easily observe thymus. This thymus is having a epithelial cells. That epithelial cells are like in the observed in the surface, and after that we are having a mature T cells. That means mature T cells is thymocytes. These thymocytes are indicated as in the color with the blue color. These are about thymus and epithelial cells and also mature T cells. After that, here we already discussed about medulla and cortex. Here we having a diagrammatic representation, that is medulla. That medulla is mature cell, and after that cortex. Cortex also having a mature cells. Next, cortex contain immature thymocytes which moves into the medulla as they mature. Whenever the cortex having a immature cells, these immature cells can be transferred into a medulla, and they can be and here they can be mature. So that processor can easily observe here. So you can observe that that processor in this diagram. So next, adult thymus. Coming to adult thymus, the rate of T cells production peaks prior to puberty. So these T cells can production is prior to puberty levels. So next, greatly reduced but continues through adulthood. In that T cells production, it can be reduced but continuously through adulthood. And next, thymus undergoes involution, and this thymus is involution is fatty infiltration and lymphocyte depletion. That means, so you can observe thymus weight from birth to age 60. So coming to birth, it is the thymus is having a low number of weight. So you can easily observe, and whenever we having a 10 year, that weight of the thymus is also increases, and after that they can be gradually decreases whenever we having a 60 years old. Next, adult thymus undergoing involution. So here this image we can observe this involution. So here cortex, in this cortex having a adipose, having below adipose tissues, and also having a medulla, and also these cortex medulla, in the middle we having a adipose tissues. Next, nude mice. In this nude mice having a leg T lymphocytes. That means this mice having a T lymphocytes more, and doesn't have T lymphocytes more, and also recessive nude gene, having this recessive nude gene, and also chromosome 11. The failure of thymic analytes to form no home for respective presumptive T lymphocytes. That means the failure of thymic analog to form. So the thymic analog will be failure, and also these mice doesn't have hair, and skid mice are also immunodeficient but for a different reason. So here we having a skid mice are also immunodeficient. So coming to here, we can observe functional organ. This functional organ can be transmitted or transplanted into a laboratory, and they can produce whole organism from this transplanted tissue. So these grafting procedure or this procedure are also known as rDNA technology. In this rDNA technology, we have to take only foreign DNA, foreign gene, and after that the DNA can be, or desired DNA can be transmitted into that, and that they are fused to form a rDNA fragment, and this can be to produce, that can be having a capable of to produce more number of our whole organism in our body, and also stem cells can having these properties in our body. Secondary lymphoid organs, and these secondary lymphoid organs specialized from trapping antigen and facilitating presentation to lymphocytes. So here we are having a secondary lymphoid organs characterization by localized areas for T cells and B cells. So here the T cells and B cells are having a localized areas, and also follicles where B cells matures. So whenever the B cells is matures, having a follicles also. Next, schematic representation of various types of lymphoid tissues. So you can observe the various types of lymphoid tissues that are diffuse and lymphoid follicles, and also Pierce patches, and also tonsils, and lymph node, spleen, and thymus also. So here we can observe different types of lymphoid tissues in this diagram. Coming to lymphoid follicles. So we already told or observed lymphoid follicles, that lymphoid follicles are germinal center, and these are lymphoid follicles having present in germinal center, and here are formed when activated B cells enter lymphoid follicles and proliferate. So here somatic hypermutation, affinity maturation, isotypic switching of antibody classes. So next, selected B cells will mature to plasma cells or become memory cells. So here the selected B cells will be matured in plasma cells or become a memory cell. So coming to follicle with a germinal center. So these follicles are having a different zones that are in the germinal center we having a mantle zone. That zone is resting cells, and LZ means light zone. This light zone having more mature and smaller centrocytes, and also contact follicular dendritic cells. And D-Z means dark zone, and dark zone having a closely packed. Here we can easily observe that zone differentiation, and here rapidly dividing and centroblasts. So these are three zones from a germinal center of follicles with the follicles. Next, encapsulated peripheral lymphoid organs. In this encapsulated peripheral lymphoid organs are lymph nodes. So coming to lymph nodes, filter antigens from a lymph. These lymph nodes can also filter antigens from a lymph, and also receive antigens and APCS from local sites. These can receive antigen also. And coming to spleen, spleen filters antigen from a blood. These spleen can filters antigen from a blood and antigens from a systemic infections also. Next, lymph nodes. Coming to lymph nodes, it also called as filter lymph, and this filter lymph is filtering stations interposed in the lymphatic vessels, and here present everywhere, but large and numerous ones are found in certain sites that are axillary, groin, near the abdominal aorta, in the neck, and the mesentery also. So coming to regional nodes, these regional nodes are draining particular regions or organs. Next, these are the different organisms present in mice also. So we can easily observe different organisms or different immunological organs are present in mice. These mice are grown in a immunological laboratory, and these are having such a spleen, thymus, and also caudal and branchial, axillary, different types of or systemic organisms in a body. Coming to here, here we have to observe tissue space and lymphatic capillaries and also lymphatic vessels. These all are about lymph. So these lymph having a branches of organism that are lymph capillaries and also tissue spaces and also lymphatic vessels, lymphoid follicles and different lymphatic vessels, lymph node and secondary follicles and also germinal center, efferent lymphatic vessels. So these are all about lymphatic or lymph nodes. So these are a deep note on or a deep section cutting into the lymph. So coming to lymph nodes and filter lymph. Coming to here, we can easily observe lymphatic vessels and lymph nodes. So these are needle structure like structure is like lymphatic vessels and lymph nodes are separately marked here. Coming to here, we have a distinguish identification of cortex and paracortex and also medulla. Medulla is the central part and the cortex and paracortex are the upper layer into the lymph. Coming to here, B cell follicles and T cell zone like paracortex. So we can easily observe these B cell follicles and also T cell zones and paracortex also. So coming to here, these are also a suction cutting from a lymph. So here also we can observe all these types of lymph, different types of lymph nodes and also follicles, capsules, germinal centers and lymphocytes and valve also. So these are a brief introduction about lymph also. So here we have a broad structure for structure of lymph. So we can easily observe a T cells and also different types of cells here. So coming to the spleen. Spleen is also known as filters blood. So it can filter our blood. It contract to lymph nodes which are inserted into the lymph circulation. The spleen is inserted into the blood circulation. So the spleen is inserted into your blood circulation that can, so that they can filter our blood. Oblong polished body, the size of fist on the left side. So these are the size of fist and also on the left side. And also smooth surfaced except for hilus where blood vessels enter the lever. So coming to spleen, they are having two regions that are white pulp. In this white pulp are lymphatic. So this lymphatic is small arterioles surrounded by sheaths of lymphocytes. So these lymphocytes are periarterial lymphoid sheaths. So these periarterial lymphoid sheaths are equal to small arteriole surrounded by sheaths of lymphocytes. So here surrounded by marginal zone. So white pulp or lymphatic is surrounded by marginal zone. Coming to red pulp. So this red pulp is clears RBCs. So this red pulp can clear RBCs. Next, cords of cells, erythrocytes, macrophages, dendritic cells, few lymphocytes and plasma cells. So it can also or it can having all these types of cells in the red pulp. So and also contains venous sinusoids. So here we can easily observe white pulp and also red pulp. So here having spleen surface of a fresh cut appear stipple due to red and white pulp. So the spleen fresh cut is observed here, and these are having a red and white pulp. Next, white pulp. These are having the white pulp having two components that are pulse. Pulse means T cells. In this pulse having a periarterial and lymphoid sheath, and also the T cells is also called as periarterial and lymphoid sheath, and coming to lymphoid follicles is also called as B cells. These lymphoid follicles are spherical structure scattered throughout pulse. So this spherical structure is visible to the naked eye on the surface of freshly cut spleen as a white spot. So here we can observe these lymphoid follicles in the freshly cutted spleen as a white spot. Next, spleen in humans. So here we having spleen is with the red pulp and capsule and central artery, white pulp and trabeculae. So here having overall structure of spleen, and here these are having a renal surface. Renal surface is a smooth surface, and also splenic